Thanks for joining us today at the Bill Mason Show. And what a day today has been. This is February 6, 2020. How you doing, Bill?
I am doing pretty well now that the president is acquitted and we can let the Congress get back to business.
Yes. Thank God he was acquitted. 52 to 47. I'm sorry, 52 to 48. I'm sorry, Mitt Romney voted against.
Yes, good old Mitt. You know,
he was a great guy.
Mitt Romney.
Oh boy, Mitt Romney, what a stooge, man.
He is really. I don't know what he was going for, because the Utah GOP tweeted out right after, they're like, we apologize for Mitt's actions. We don't know what he was going for. I mean, he's not running for anything. It just doesn't make much sense. But I guess he's always going to be the rhino that they have in pocket.
Yeah, I guess so. So a lot going on. I mean, of course, we got the impeachment, the acquittal. We got Nancy Pelosi.
Man, what a gem she is. I'm so proud to have a speaker that just understands decorum so well. She's just what a lady.
What a class act. What do you think?
Yeah, she really is. And my man behind me, Bernie, got a big old spoonful of socialism in Iowa. Can't wait to talk about that.
Yeah, they can't even count.
Yeah, they not only can't they count, they took votes that for him and gave him the Pete Buttigieg.
Well, they called somebody in to help count. I still can't think they can't count, because look who they called in. Yeah, so they called him in, and it looks like they're gonna have to redo it all over again.
Unbelievable. I mean, something like a caucus, they were flipping coins. I mean, wow.
We do have coin video. That's gonna be later on the show, but we have something better for you to show you right now. It's Nancy Pelosi at the State of the Union address.
Oh, what a class. Let's see.
Let's take a look at this.
Ian has always dreamed of going to space. He was the first in his class and among the youngest at an aviation academy. Charles is one of the last surviving Tuskegee Airmen, the first black fighter pilots, and he also happens to be Ian's great-grandfather. Rush Limbaugh, who just received a stage 4 advanced cancer diagnosis.
The President Trump telling a little girl that she's going to get a scholarship, that was a lovely moment.
I am thrilled to inform you that your husband is back from deployment. He is here with us tonight, and we couldn't keep him waiting any longer.
I think the last 24 hours have been a big wake-up call for Democrats.
Why did you rip the speech up, Madam Speaker?
Because it was the courteous thing to do.
Look at that.
What an absolute lunatic we have as Speaker of the House. Do you believe she's third in command?
No.
Like, if the president and vice president were to pass away or die, she would be in charge of this country.
That's horrifying.
That is truly horrifying, that Nancy Pelosi could hold the reins of this country at one point.
Right. So we got the pandemic. We got her being president. That would be like a horror story.
Seriously, it's end game scenario for me. I mean,
that's crazy. So anyway, so Nancy Pelosi did a class act. She tore up the speech. She actually, her actions show those people what she really is.
Yes, and there are people talking about it. I'm so glad that she generated, like I said, I've always talked about like Kennedy era Democrats, or like Democrats that do not hate the United States. They are really pissed at Nancy Pelosi.
They are. And we have video of that. I mean, they are so mad at her.
Yeah, yes.
They're just take a look. I mean, this is unbelievable.
I've been a Democrat for 70-something years. And what I've seen tonight of the Democrat Party, I am changing my mind. I mean, I'll probably still be a Democrat. But as far as I'm electing for a goddamn Democrat, never again.
I am a Democrat as well, but no longer will I vote Democrat. I think it's outrageous that they sat there when all these good things are happening to our country and how much we love our country, and they looked like they hated our country. And Nancy Pelosi, the whole time she's sitting up there with a disgusting look on her face, it's outrageous. I will never vote Democrat again, and I'm sick of it, and my whole family feels the same way. My husband, my friends are sitting here, all former Democrats. We all voted for Hillary last time, and therefore never, ever will we ever vote Democrat again. You know, it's always portrayed that the Democrats don't love their country. Well, we love our country, and we want to see it succeed. But it appears to us that our Democratic Party has been stolen from us by a bunch of communists, and no longer will our family ever vote Democrat again.
I am literally disgusted with Pelosi and the Democrats' behavior, the way she teared up his speech behind him at the end. I was a registered Democrat. I've gone independent. I'm leaning GOP now.
With a simple rip of a paper, Nancy Pelosi has pretty much sealed the deal of a re-election of Donald Trump.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't even know how much damage she's done to the Democratic Party. She thinks that her grandstanding and tantrums are what the Democrat people want, and she's just losing the party. I guess I'm glad. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm happy to have people who love America that want to vote for President Trump. I'm happy.
So, I mean, I was surprised to hear Democrats out there loving their country. So I'm very proud of them saying what they did.
Exactly. And you know what? Twitter was alive and well with lots of that rhetoric going. I can't believe that this is what our party, and they're saying our party has become.
Right.
That these lunatic tantrum throwing communist socialist America hating late term abortion baby killers are going to be the Democrat Party. They can't even relate to that.
Right. Yeah, they're going to have to split that party in two, because they're going to have one wing for communism and socialism, and the other part of it, moderate Democrats.
And honestly, that's what they did in a lot of other countries. And I'm not saying that's a great model, but what it does is it takes the loonies out of the running. So now let's just say the party splits and you have a socialist version, and then you have the old school Democrats, and you have a caucus or something like that. You have one get 13% and the other one get 12%, and now they don't matter. They essentially take themselves out of the the pendulum swing, which was you had two choices. They split into two choices themselves, and then you just have the GOP. And as long as we stay the party that makes a little bit of sense and keeps American integrity, I think it's just a no-brainer.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I mean, they're going to split it up. I mean, Bernie behind you, I see his snarl little face.
He just had a big spoonful of Iowa. That's what Iowa looks like on Bernie's face.
Well, Iowa was a big fiasco.
Yeah, they blew it.
I mean, they can't count. I mean, they ever had a hard time counting. Again, they kind of count Dracula from Sesame Street to try to bring him in. They still couldn't do it, and it looks like they're going to have to redo the whole thing.
Well, this was part of a wave of, they had this Democrat, I want to call it a super PAC / social media front. They're called Acronym. An Acronym had several other spin-offs. Shadow was one of them. Shadow is these group of people. One was a Google engineer, and and the other one was just a computer scientist. But anyway, they both worked for the Hillary Clinton campaign. They said, you know how we're going to go social media on everybody, and we are going to literally make this vote unobtainable for anybody to hack, right? That was their objective. But then it turns out it's more hackable, and it's also the results can't be verified, and it's a terrible idea. So nice job.
A very bad idea. So yeah, we have, if you want to go to Iowa, we do have them flipping coins.
Yeah, that's great. That's how you choose people, right?
Yeah, so let's go to Iowa, and it seems to me they can't even flip a coin correctly. Take a look at this.
When you're watching then flip it over.
He's supposed to flip it over, but he doesn't.
He looked at it and then flipped it over twice.
Heads.
All right, so Buttigieg will get 3 delegates.
We got to see that again. Let's do that flip one more time.
Yeah.
While you're watching.
That's
Then flip it over.
Doesn't know what to do.
He peeks at it.
Heads.
And then he flips it over again.
Yeah.
Heads.
What is the point?
It's heads and it's tails.
3 delegates.
Yeah.
There you go.
And I mean, the other thing that I thought was funny that I stumbled across is that Pete Buttigieg, who apparently outnecked Bernie, so to speak, he was a big donor to Acronym. Haha, isn't that weird? So
That's weird.
Pete Buttigieg happened to donate $2,600 to Acronym, which is like this PAC. It's a political action committee, but then they have several spin-off social media campaigns that's come out of Acronym. And it's not socialist. So the weird thing about it is that is the anti-socialist wing of the Democratic Party, and that's why they stole that from Bernie. So this is they're fighting amongst themselves now, and this is like, it's a great way to just watch them punch each other to death, and then just watch Trump stand there and win.
Right, let them go up in flames.
Yeah, this is great.
We do have another flipping a coin, by the way. You want to play it?
Sure.
All right, here we go.
So we're going to flip a coin. Warren and Buttigieg are tied, and in order to break that tie, we have to flip a coin. Hmm? 38. So this is for a second delegate.
So, go ahead.
You're gonna call. I'm gonna flip. Okay. All right. Jeez, this is unbelievable. Ready?
Yeah. Tails.
It is tails. So Pete Buttigieg wins the coin flip and the second delegate. We're gonna name the delegates in just a second.
Whose coin is this?
Well, there you have it. But he did flip the coin correctly, though.
At least he knew how to do it. But I mean, if you were to say this without this video and be like, yeah, I heard they were deciding this by coin flip, people would say you're a crazy conspiracy theorist. Like, no one does that.
Yeah, we have video.
No one picks delegates by coin flip. That would be crazy.
Yeah, if we would have said it, this, that, and no video, we would have
looked like idiots.
Yes.
But I mean, it's right there. Like, the guy's literally saying, like, well, we're going to break the tie with a coin flip. I mean, unbelievable.
Yeah, it's great. So now let's go back to the tearing up of the speech. Big back.
Huge
bad
mistake.
things. Yeah, for
huge
Pelosi.
mistake on her part.
Yeah.
Matt Gaetz from Florida actually filed with the ethics committee about her candor and her actions as speaker, and then you come to find out that was not her property to destroy.
Yep.
That was technically the property of the House. So the president gives the copy to the House, and then the House has a copy if they wanted to reference it for whatever reason. It's just how Washington is done. There's a paper trail. There's transcribers. There's all kinds of layers of let's record this situation. So for her to tear it up as if it was hers, it just shows her level of how she's willing to abuse her power. And she actually believes that was okay to do. And that's a sickness. And I think I wish there was a 25th Amendment to remove the speaker,
Right.
Because she's a lunatic.
Well, there's ways to remove the speaker, but she controls the power. So
yeah, it's really hard. I think it's a loophole that we've just discovered, because throughout history, the Speaker of the House was always somebody who was chosen for their decorum, like how they acted. Like look, people can love or hate like Newt Gingrich, but when Newt was Speaker of the House, he did everything by the letter, by the book, like an old school politician did. That's what they expect from the Speaker. And they don't expect a Speaker that acts like Pelosi. She's a moron.
Yeah, we have her video today and what she said about why she did it, and so let's take a look and see what she said, okay?
It's still no justification. She still looks like an idiot.
Oh, it does. Here we go.
You often counsel your members to be dignified in their response to take the high ground. Did you step on that message by tearing up?
No, I did not. No, I did not. I tore up a manifesto of mistruths. It's very hard for us to get you to talk about the issues that we are working on, HR 3, infrastructure and the rest. He misrepresented all of that. It was necessary to get the attention of the American people to say, this is not true, and this is how it affects you. And I don't need any lessons from anybody, especially the President of the United States, about dignity. Dignity. Is it okay to start saying 4 more years in the House of Representatives? It's just unheard of. Is it unheard of for the president to insult people there who don't share his view, as well as to misrepresent, present falsehoods? Some would use the word lie. I don't like to use the word lie about what he is saying. So, no, I think it was completely, entirely appropriate. And considering some of the other exuberances within me, the courteous thing to do.
The courteous thing to do.
Unreal.
Why not?
Mitt. When I asked, I said, Mitt, what do you think about ripping up the transcript of the speech?
Why not? Why not?
Yeah, why not? Mitt Romney. Well, man, I'm glad he wasn't elected president.
Can you imagine? I shamefully will attest that I did vote for Mitt Romney when I had the choice between Obama and Mitt Romney. I did. I actually did vote for him.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say I voted for him.
Yeah, well, it doesn't matter. I'll put myself out there. I don't. I did. But you know what? It's something that at the time I was literally looking at. Man, do I want 4 more years of this guy? Do I want Obama, or do I want
That's tough. It was a tough decision. I mean, they're one and the same almost.
Yeah, it was. I just, and the recurring theme, like I was just listening to a podcast where they were talking about why is socialism so attractive now to like millennials and Generation Z people, and it's the new change. So when Obama and Bill Clinton were talking about, oh, we're the party of change, well, they've seen what Democrats do, and it's not much change. So now you have socialism, and they go, oh, that's change. I'll go with that. That's going to be drastically different. I can't wait to get in a line for bread and toilet paper. Right. So it's like they don't understand how deep it's going to go once you let a socialist in.
Right. Well, the socialism they're talking about is called the third way. And and the third way is Chinese socialism.
Yes.
Chinese socialism where they say you only have one child policy, when they get harvest organs, there's no rights, the elite get everything. So it's the China way of life.
It's a great model. So it's a communist, some capitalism built in there. So that's what they're looking for: free education. And then hope and pray that everything don't collapse. Well, I mean, if you look at Russia is like a blend too of kind of like communism, socialism. Like, yes, they have socialized medicine, but they have such corruption and oligarchies at the top, and they still have a middle class that's allowed to exist, but they're taxed pretty heavily for everything that they do, and then they still have poor and homeless people. So
that's why they want the China model. They want the China model because they see the big cities, they see the suicide nets on their factories. So I mean, think about the United States. if you had a suicide net on top of your factory.
Yeah, outside your office. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, and you see people, jumping down.
Yeah. Well, I mean, honestly, some people have this view of change, like it's going to be better because it's different. Mm-hmm. And they don't realize that it took a long time to establish this country, and we made mistakes. There were things that we maybe screwed up on, but we are on a path to fixing that. Right. And to throw a socialist like a spoonful of Iowa behind me in the mix would be devastating. And I mean, that's the thing. When you look at the Democrat Party and you were to have to choose one of them, let alone, I mean, I can't imagine that choice. And now I'm glad to see the Democrats are like, nope, not doing it. They're not choosing that because there is no viable candidate on that party.
No, there's not. Well, that's why they're going to have a broker convention. Hillary's going to come in, whether she'll be vice president or nominee or not, I don't know. But
oh my God.
Yeah, so that's what they're hoping for. Hillary's going to save the day.
Can you imagine a Hillary Bloomberg ticket? Oh my gosh.
Or a Bloomberg Hillary ticket?
Bloomberg Hillary, whatever.
Yeah, same thing.
Same thing.
So we have Biden, this reporter from Today, I believe, show, asked him a tough question. So you want to take a look at that?
Sure. I love when he trips all over himself.
All right, here we go.
Has it occurred to you that there's a certain irony here that the president is accused of and has acknowledged wanting to get information about your son Hunter and his dealings with Ukraine, and this process of impeachment has ensured that everyone knows about Hunter's dealings with Ukraine?
That's a good thing, and no one's found anything wrong with his dealings with Ukraine except they say it sets a bad image.
Well, do you agree that it sets a bad image?
And my son said that.
Do you think it was wrong for him to take that position?
No.
Knowing that it was really because that company wanted access to you.
Well, that's not true. You're saying things you do not know what you're talking about. No one said that. Who said that?
Don't you think that it's just one of those things where people think, well, that seems kind of sleazy. Why would he have that job if not for who his father was?
Because he's a very bright guy.
I guess the question I'm kind of asking is, was it right?
His appearance.
Yeah.
Well, he said he regretted having done it. Speaks for himself. He's a grown man.
You gonna predict a win tomorrow night?
I don't predict wins because I'm superstitious, but I predict we'll do very well.
There we go. He didn't do very well.
Yeah, he didn't do very well. He came in like fourth. Yeah. I mean, this is more foreshadowing to something I've been saying all along, that they forced Biden into this race to be able to go somehow in this round robin way of going after Trump, saying, oh, he's going after a candidate. Because if it was just regular Joe Biden, he'd already be in court defending himself.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, so he's coming. That's why they're going to redo the caucus, because he came in fourth.
Yeah, I mean, how many chances does this guy get?
Give him another chance. Why not? Let's redo the election.
I shudder to think what this DNC is going to pull out of their hat. Honestly,
let's take a look at this. This is Biden too. Take a look.
Gotten a commitment from Poroshenko and from Yatsenyuk that they would take action against the state prosecutor, and they didn't. So they said they were walking out to press conference. Said, "No," I said, "I'm not going to. We're not going to give you the $1 billion." They said, "You have no authority. You're not the president." The president said, "I said, call him." I said, "I'm telling you, you're not getting $1 billion." I said, "You're not getting $1 billion. I'm going to be leaving here." And I think it was 6 hours. I said, "I'm leaving in 6 hours. If the prosecutor's not fired, you're not getting the money." Well, son of a bitch, got fired, and they put in place someone who was solid.
Yes, someone solid to take after his son, to make sure he gets what he gets.
Yeah, somebody solid who would leave my son alone while he filters money back to the Biden family.
Yeah, so no big deal.
Big deal. Nothing to see here.
And there's no problem at all.
And no one ever said that. You never heard that.
That's right.
And
who told me that?
Yeah. Who would tell you that was crooked or
yeah, that would be crooked, withholding $1 billion from a country just because you want to fire a prosecutor? That's nothing wrong with that.
No, nothing to see here. You know why? Because apparently the president told him he could do that.
Oh, yeah.
So that makes it okay.
It's fine.
But when Trump has a phone call, that's not okay.
Yeah, do me a favor, will you?
Yeah, do us a favor. That's the best part.
Yeah, do us a favor.
So, and I had just had this argument with a couple people, and I said, he didn't say do me a favor. He said do us, meaning he represents the country of the United States. So,
yeah.
Oh, man.
Well, that's over with, thank God. So,
back to business for the House.
So we do have a monumental thing happened this week. Brexit. The EU was sad that the British people are leaving the EU. So, but everybody's excited in UK. So I have video of that.
It was like a New Year's party for them.
That was great. I mean, they've been trying to get out of that thing forever. You got all those countries built in together, all those bureaucrats trying to oversee their laws. I'm glad they got out of it.
Yeah, it was on appearance, on its face, it was a money laundering operation similar to kind of like what was going on in Ukraine. So when the EU got together, they said, "Oh, look at Greece. Oh, they're struggling so bad. We need to help them out," and all this other stuff. And then there were people that inserted their Lithuanian grandson into the Greek politic machine and then started siphoning the money. Right. This is kind of an ongoing thing. And I think Q talks about in the Great Awakening when it's no longer deniable that these people are all involved together in stealing money, taxpayer money, and they will all pay for it.
Right. Yeah. They will. So just take a look at their celebration they had when they left the EU. Here you go. How's the party, wasn't it?
Yeah, man. And you know what? Good for them, because it's something that I think the British people needed to feel like Britain was theirs again. They kind of felt like Britain was sold out from under them.
Well, yeah, exactly. I mean, that's the reason why Trump took us out of those trade deals. I mean,
it was terrible.
Yeah, I mean, their trade laws were overseeing our laws. It was a big disaster. Same thing was going on with Britain and the EU. All their laws were being trashed compared to EU laws. So,
and I'm not a big fan of like Tony Blair. I think he was a globalist that played a role. He played a role as if he cared about England and sold them out, man. And you know what? Yeah. Good for them.
Yeah, sold them over. So we do have a clip of EU removing the Britain flag, the UK flag. So take a look at this. It's a somber moment, but it was a happy moment for everybody else. Here we go. Well, at least she folded it and didn't burn it.
Yeah, she didn't put it on the ground or anything. Very respectable.
Yes. If it was Nancy Pelosi, she would have burned it.
Yeah, she would have stomped on it.
Yeah. There we go. I think there's going to be more flags removed.
Yeah, because how long, if you look at the economics of the EU, how long can countries like Germany hang in there and support all these other countries that are just bringing them down? I mean, They're the only ones left that have a viable economy, and even theirs is getting hit hard by the Muslim immigration, and they are giving them health care and food and lodging and all of that stuff, and I'm sure it's taking a major toll on their economy.
Oh yeah, definitely. So this is the end of the show tonight. Thank you for joining us, Bill. But Bill, do you have any last remarks? Anything you need to share with us?
Nope. Just once again, we have the Bill Mason Show at protonmail.com. Anything that anyone out there, some of our listeners, or if you're new and you want to send us some information, you love your country and you don't want to lose your job, do it from a library and use Proton Mail. It's free. It's encrypted. Both sides. You're 100% protected. And use a thumb drive. That's all I have to say.
Mm-hmm. And what's the address again?
It would be the Bill Mason Show at protonmail.com. PROTON. It's a free encrypted email service.
All right. Thank you, Bill. And then if you want to be on our show too as well, you have a different opinion, you want to be on our show, just use that email. We'll be glad to see if you want to share your remarks on here. We'd love to have other people's point of view.
Yeah, I think we can Skype them in, right? People who have Skype.
Yeah, okay. If you want to be put in on the show, love to have you. And if you have other views, come on. So I appreciate you joining us tonight. And again, we're on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and we're probably going to do 2 shows every night. One for the virus, one for politics, because the virus is taking off. So we need to have a lot more stuff to talk about the virus and politics both. So good night, and you have a wonderful day or night or wherever you're at. Bye-bye.
Be safe, America.
She is again.
And all her scary.
So you gonna do like Hillary Clinton, Maxine Waters, and Pelosi?
Yeah, I think I can. I have a couple versions of the ending, and this was just the one that I got together the quickest. I'm gonna work on a shorter one, maybe just a quick 1 minute.
I think this one's scary. It's too scary for people.
It's scary for kids. I know that. Some kids will be like, ah.
Well, my grandson saw it, and he kind of.
Yeah, he was like, who's that mean lady?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you're there with my grandson, so you know. Exactly.
Imagine how Bill feels when he wakes up next to her.
Oh, wow. And not good.
I made a lot of money.
That's the reason why he went to Epstein Island.
Oh, yeah, he had to get away.
Yeah.
You know, he had to get away.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Mitt.
Yeah.
I'm Mitt Romney. Thank you so much.